You may not realize it, but artificial intelligence is everywhere, and its proponents say it's changing everything, and that includes education, where students and teachers are grappling with how to use it as a tool and not as a crutch.
Well, our KOCO's Evan Onstadt spoke to educators across the metro, joining us here in studio. And Evan, you were told the possibilities are endless.
Well, you know, there's medicines designed by AI now going to clinical trials. A huge chunk of Google's code was written by AI, and yes, students can use it to write a brilliant essay about a book they never even read. In my investigation, I learned local schools and universities are embracing the potential of AI, but some teachers are less enthusiastic.
I felt like I trusted the students and I told them what I thought about it.
Philosophy professor Cody Weaver remembers all too well the feeling when he discovered that despite a total ban on the use of artificial intelligence in his classroom, about half of his students had used AI to write a paper.
I just gave my keys to someone and they drove off in my car. It's like, what was I thinking?
That's what it felt like.
Yeah. So it just felt like a nightmare scenario.
That was last semester.
Everything has a cost.
This semester, what used to be take-home papers done in a week are now in class, done in an hour. No phones, no computers, pencil and paper only.
I'd rather read what my students wrote, even if it's bad, as opposed to what a robot wrote.
I would go on a whim to say maybe 75–80% of students are using AI to complete assignments.
Sonny Tabor is a junior at Oklahoma City University who says he understands where his professor is coming from, but Tabor also says he sees the other side, where AI should be embraced wherever possible.
I think universities have a distinct obligation to protect the academic merit of the institution, but to also ensure that students are coming out as literate in new technology, the technology that industries across the country are starting to use and adapt in their everyday work.
The debate over where and when and how to use AI is happening not just on college campuses, but at every level in education.
Something that we're going to look at today.
At Deer Creek High School, teachers and administrators are striving to find the right balance.
I think it's doing a disservice to our kids if we said we're not going to touch this because it's a tool that it'd be like if someone said we're not going to teach computers when computers started becoming a thing because it's a crutch.
But that's not to say every teacher is ready.
I don't want them to have to rely on AI to tell them, give me a story for this prompt to do. I want them to create it from their own brain.
Creative media teacher Lily Turner says she's stayed away from using AI, but will teach her students how to know it when they see it.
Can you tell if this picture is AI and if this one is real, or vice versa? Because it is important for them to have that literacy skills.
Mark Phillips is Deer Creek's director of curriculum and instruction. He says that he would guess about 70% of their teachers would describe AI as scary rather than exciting, but he says that number is changing.
If you'd asked me that question 2 years ago, I would have said it was 90% being scary. Just as we've taught more on it, teachers used it more. And as I said, more things have been developed specifically geared towards teachers.
Phillips believes in the potential of AI, where every student has a tutor and every teacher has an assistant, and he's not alone.
It forces this conversation in education about, are we teaching what we should be teaching to properly prepare students for the future?
Beth Whaling is Epic School's executive director of education technology, who says she remembers the bomb-like impact popular AI chatbot ChatGPT made when it debuted in late 2022.
Everyone was like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? It's more impactful even than Google was when Google came around.
Whaling says one of AI's greatest uses is its potential for personalized learning, something she says most schools today do not do well.
A high school teacher that has 150 students, they're not going to be able to personalize for every student. That's just, there's no way. There's not enough time in a week to do even half of it. But AI could help them with that.
She says all Epic teachers have access to their own AI teaching assistant, and says her 16-year-old even found his own personal use that could be worth thousands in college scholarships.
We took pictures of questions he missed on his ACT, and then that was the file, like one question at a time, that he uploaded into ChatGPT, and it tutored him on why he missed the question.
Where was this? Right.
Oh my goodness, it's huge, right?
This is a skill that every student needs from here on out.
Dr. Paul Gebb directs OCU's Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. Teaching and learning about AI is something he says the university has been very busy with.
We have a learning community of faculty who come together who are reading a book about AI. We also presented 2 workshops in the fall and then 1 in this spring.
Gebb says OCU professors like Dr. Weaver have complete control over how their classes are taught. He believes some of the faculty have resisted AI because they've yet to find a way their students can use it.
They care so much about the students learning that they don't want a student to miss that opportunity.
And Professor Weaver says he believes AI can be a blessing in many ways, but he has a hard time seeing how this technology is anything but a shortcut for his students.
I want you to learn well because I want you to be able to think well. And that's why I'm in this, and if you're not learning and I'm not doing my job, there's no reason for us to be here.
His student Sonny says he's willing to play by the rules, but he wonders how many others are ready to do the same.
I think that students have become so adept to it. Not all students, but some have, that they really don't remember or don't know how to do traditional work.
Wow. And, you know, whether you like it or not, it's here to stay. So the key is, how do you use it without misusing it, abusing it, and then regulate it in education?
In doing this story, I talked to people who said they heard horror stories about college students who've never actually written a paper in their lives by themselves.
Wow.
And so that's the negative side. The
sure.
positive side is that we don't even know where this is going. And so there's a chance to have, again, that personal tutor in your pocket that won't teach you the answer, won't give it to you, but will teach you how to learn the answer.